Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another match reaction. Barcelona 3, Inter Milan 3. Barcelona, everything is tied up, and Barcelona, they're going to be going away to Italy in order to try to get the winner and advance to the UCL final. But guys, what a stressful night we just had. It was absolutely insane. Barcelona, they first went down 2-0 in the first opening 20 minutes. What a horrendous start to the match. Then Barcelona, as we have been showing throughout the entirety of the season, we've been showing a very strong mental resilience. Barcelona, we came back, and then it was a matter of making sure not to concede. What happens? We concede. We're down again. 3-2, but Barcelona come back through a brilliant Rafinha strike. But overall, guys, I think the match was just it was one of the best games of the season. I think as a neutral, you enjoyed it a lot. You saw some very good goals. You also saw some very brilliant pieces of magic. And I think as a neutral, you definitely enjoyed that. In regards to Hansi Flick, how he lined up the team, let me show you guys right here. But Hansi Flick, he went as strong as he possibly could. He fielded the exact same lineup that he fielded against Real Madrid. No changes whatsoever. And towards the end of that second half, you did see fatigue setting in. You saw one of the players go off injured, and Jules Koundé. Towards the end of that second half, he did go off. And reports are saying that Jules Koundé, he is going to be missing both the second leg against Inter and the El Clasico in La Liga. So that's going to be a big blow. It seems that it's going to be Eric Garcia who's going to be replacing him. Big moment for him. But overall, guys, I think tonight's result, it wasn't great because drawing is not that great. But at the same time, looking at the context of the match, it's not necessarily bad. And so you're looking at this game in different emotions. But NJ, Saket, welcome, guys. Saket, I'll go to you first. But what did you make of the match as a whole? Thoughts, sensations? What do you think?
Yeah, after this match, only thing is coming to my mind is that are we that bad? Are we that bad on set pieces that we are considering from five crosses, we are considering two goals? Why do we have to be so bad on set pieces, man? At least do a little bit better.
Yeah.
It
No,
would have
yeah.
been so good result if we hadn't considered those two goals from set pieces.
No. But I mean, that's inter strength, and actually, like Dumfries, he spoke about it after the match, and I think it was like the CBS commentators, and they were asking him like, "Hey, were these goals practice, or were they goals that just came out, a spur of the moment thing?" And Dumfries, he was mentioning it, saying, "Hey, yeah, we practice this in our training sessions, and we know that set pieces, they are a strength of ours, and we knew that we could do some damage, and it worked out for them." And looking at that second leg,
Also,
it's going to be interesting to see how
we were
Barcelona handle
unlucky
that.
to, we were unlucky to, they took their chances and we hit the post like three times also. So,
No,
you know,
no, obviously, like you can't really expect, a player to be scoring a scorpion kick every single time, and then scoring from a corner every single game. But that is inter strength. Welcome, Maceo. Now, how's Kunde injured? Hamstring injury. So just Kunde hamstring injury.
Okay, so he's
Going
gone for a month then.
yeah, going for
minimum.
a he will be
mi-
Yeah.
missing.
yeah, yeah.
Oh shit. He's gonna miss the UCL final then. What the fuck?
Well. I mean, right now the only report that I've seen so far is that he's going to miss the second leg against Inter and the El Clasico. Those are the only
Bro,
the
hamstring
only reports I've seen.
takes 1 month, bro, of healing, bro. Hamstring.
Um,
Yeah.
let me see. Let me see if I can find anything. Well, I mean, I haven't seen anything, but
All right. Go ahead. Moving on.
no,
Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. But we know. I do think that that Kunde is going to be a big miss for that match. Venley, he says, FIFA and UEFA have to adjust the schedule of games. Madness. 3 popped hamstrings in 2 Champions League semifinals. Madness. I agree, because it's not only that Barcelona who were harmed, but it was also Inter Milan, because
Yeah.
Lautaro Martinez, he went off with an injury. And guys,
Yeah.
we've been saying this time and time again. It's not only us on the channel, but also people across the world of football. These players are playing so many games throughout the season, and as us, enjoyers of the sport, we want to see these teams playing at the highest level, performing at their very best. You're not going to be seeing these teams perform at their very best if they play 3 games every single week for the past 8 months, something like that. It's just not feasible. It's not feasible whatsoever. But NJ, what did you make of the match overall? What did you make of Barcelona's performance on the night?
Overall,
Yeah,
fucking out of 10, I'd say 6 out of 10, to be honest.
6 out of 10.
Because the reason why I said that, because we gave up easy goals to them. Like, sure, you can say it was a lucky goal, but still, a goal is a goal no matter what. But still, we, knowing that it was a semifinals, that one more step to go to the final, we showed them that the we were not ready at the first half at all. Like in the first 25 minutes, right? We showed
Hmm.
that we were not ready at all. We look like a fucking like a second division team guarding there. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
that's the truth though, right? You can't lie, right? That we played so bad. Then obviously, then Lamine, I can't say Lamine and Pedri are the only one that actually stepped up and showed true true passion, and try
Yeah.
to win us the game. And also
Also,
like
I think,
eh,
yeah, go on.
and also like, what do you call this? Yeah, sure, like we got so much chances. Yeah, well, that was given to us anyways, because that's what Inter wanted us to do, like hold the ball for long, most of the majority of the game. They were just
hmm,
waiting for a counter attack, and that, what do you call this? It showed many times that that when we got the chances, we have to finish the chances, because again, they're not gonna give us the X amount of chances. Yeah, sure, like sure, we're gonna have the ball most of the 80% of it, but still, when like just like how like Omo had it, Omo just gave it away for free. Like even though that should have been a goal,
hmm.
there were times where like freaking Rafinha pissed me off many times, because like what the hell, like
Yeah.
Jesus, bro.
No, no, no. It wasn't necessarily the best game from Rafinha on an overall standpoint, but at the same time, it's hard for me to get upset at Rafinha because he was the player who gave the assist for the second goal, and he
I know, I
scored.
know,
Well,
I know,
Also,
I
like
know, I know, I know.
I
he
know,
was the person who
you
gave the shot
know,
for the third goal.
also it is hard to criticize Rafinha without Balde being on the left hand side,
Yeah,
because
yeah, I
it
know
is
that, but
so important for him.
yeah, I know that, but come on, like if he wants to win the Ballon d'Or, right? As people want, seems like he has to like show
I
that
mean, he provided the assist and he scored the goal. I
Yeah.
mean, what do you even want from him? He provided also work rate, that
no, no,
too
no.
without Balde. I think he
I'm
was
I'm not
decent.
taking credit from him to score, giving the assist. I'm just saying, like overall, like, he should have done better on that, on his
Yeah,
shooting thinking and
I
stuff
don't
like
know.
that.
I mean, I can't really criticize Rafinha for anything tonight. I think
Yeah.
anyone that deserves criticism is Olmo.
Yeah. I mean,
Back to
well,
back big matches, back
I
to
mean,
back big
because
matches,
you
he
have
hasn't shown anything.
Well, before we go talk about that, I want to talk about Rafinha in a little bit more detail because Angie, you were talking about a point where it's like we can't be conceding these goals from set pieces and everything. And Rafinha, he after the press conference, he says that he says playing at home, it feels like we could have gotten a better result. It's unacceptable to concede that many goals at home. We have to give Inter credit, and you give Inter credit for scoring those goals, but at the same time, you're looking at the team you're thinking, we let it slip away, man. We conceded goals from set pieces, and when we look at the goals that we did concede, obviously it's frustrating because you have a Dumfries, scorpion kick basically to score the second, and
yeah,
for the
he's
third,
crazy. He's crazy for that though. He's crazy
uh,
where that goes.
yeah, the goal was crazy, and then it was
To
another
me,
header. It was another header at the basically the
yeah.
start of the second half.
Also, guys, let's be honest. If we had lead in this game, we would have been, what do you call it? We would have been complicit in the second half anyways. So, and we don't have any lead now. So I think it's better because we don't need to bottle the next game because we don't have a lead. So just win the next game and with Balde and Lewandowski back, I think we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, and also, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm telling you, like besides Elias, I'm telling you, people who said that Inter's not that scary for team, they're not scary at all. They're well organized. That's why we were saying that the past few weeks, with Inter, they're not scary at all. They just know when to attack and when not to attack. That's the reason why we were like very cautious. But obviously, we were confident that we were gonna win the game for sure. But it's just that they're just well organized, and they showed tonight that if you take a lack of focus, they will take advantage of you. Look what happened. They gave us what they got 3 goals against on us, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I was seeing it in the period to this match. I think this game was going to be very similar to that of the games against Atletico Madrid. And I was thinking like in my mind, 4-4, could we be seeing something like that? And it was a very similar game. It was a very similar game to that of what's it called of those games against Atletico Madrid. And when you're looking at how Barcelona they handled the game, you're thinking, we could have been gone, we could have gotten away from here with a better result. Touchline, he says Barca can take the upper hand from here. They can see 2 goals from corners, and that first goal could have been avoided. Very similar to Atletico Madrid's first leg of the Copa del Rey semifinal at Barca's home. I completely agree right there. And I want to give credit to what happened?
I just,
Same.
I just saw off the topic, but I just saw Ronaldo going crazy.
um,
Yeah,
uh,
but
but but also quality goal from Tudum right here.
oh no, no.
Like
Oh
quality
yeah,
back heel,
yeah. That's a
quality
good
back
goal.
heel.
I can't lie though. I was like, okay, respect for that. But
Yeah, I was
overall
fresh.
though, but it's so unfair to look at Inter's players, but they're like 6'4", 6'5", fucking 6'3". I'm like, what the frig, yo?
Yeah.
Even their even their what even their wing back 6'2", bro. I'm like, what?
I agree. I agree. But Christopher, welcome, welcome. What did you make of the match? Thoughts?
Like I said in my prediction earlier, I thought Barca was going to win. Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear you, but I think just it's the mic, like it goes in and out.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, like I said, my worst prediction was a draw, but Inter Milan, they kind of played accordingly. They kind of evened everything out against Barca, to be honest
yeah,
with you, because the thing
yeah,
was, against the Lamine Yamal, they didn't do one-on-one. They contained
No.
him by doubling him. But either way, he got a sensational goal, which was very,
yeah,
very, very cool.
for sure,
But
for sure.
the thing is, second leg, they need to play with basically cautious on defensive, basically. So what I mean is, they got to get back on the defensive side quickly as possible if Inter Milan is going to do a counter. Because the thing is, guys like Thuram, guys like
Dumfries.
who else? Yeah, Dumfries and other, especially the other players, they can pull out a surprise attack. So
Yeah.
but still, I still have faith.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
still have faith for Barca, right? So you never know. Anything can happen in Italy.
No, I absolutely, absolutely. 24K, good to see you. He says, "Hey guys, long time. Hope you've been well. Hope you've been well as well." 24K. He says, "We hit the post 3 times outside of set pieces. We had opportunities, and Balde back next week. I hope." Oh, yeah. Yeah, like those set pieces, they harmed us a lot. They harmed us a lot, and that is one of Inter's best strengths. In regards to what we did necessarily, I thought we were great creating chances. You had a couple shots from Ferran. This is one opportunity right here. Goes a little bit wide. You had this chance as well. Barcelona knocking on the door. This goal from Lamine Yamal was absolutely absurd. And guys, throughout the entirety of the
Yeah,
first half, I thought Lamine was absolutely world class. He was showing
Yeah.
that talent. This goal from Lamine is literally out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Barcelona, they're looking dead.
Yeah. They also
They're looking
smoke.
beat. He literally dragged Barcelona out,
Also,
and it's crazy to say this from a 17-year-old. And I want to give credit to Lamine because today
also,
it was his
yeah,
100th game.
yeah.
It's okay,
Also, how
go
did
for it.
Christensen came up? Yeah, how did Christensen came up from the dead? I thought he was dead during the
Christensen.
coronavirus.
Yeah. He was some smoke today, bro. When he played, like he was on it.
Yeah,
He for me,
I
he's the
didn't
man of the
even
match.
notice when he came on.
Yeah, he's the man of the match for sure for me. That's he was the one like truly like pulling the string. Like there's no knock on Pedri, but I'm just saying that Jamal was
I
just
think
something
they
else
gave it
today.
to Dumfries.
Yeah,
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 yeah, they did.
yeah,
They did
yeah.
because
Yeah,
of
Fair
the
two
enough.
goals, one
goals.
assist.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough to Dumfries still.
No.
Yeah, fair enough to him.
Um, but I want to give credit to right there to Lamine Yamal. I thought that was one of the best like performances we've seen from him all season. Literally able to drag
yeah,
Barcelona. Just
Yeah,
the way that he was able to bring this team alive.
yeah.
And it's crazy that he's already played 100 games for Barcelona and he's only 17. Absolutely insane. It just shows his talent.
You
Just
just know
looking at
though,
this goal in a little bit more
Elias.
detail, it's
Yeah,
absurd.
Elias,
Yeah.
you just know that we played so bad that Yamal had to like go full gear on that opponent. just know, just know that we playing so bad that Yamal had to like full gear on the game.
Yeah, he went Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
Touchline, he says, I think Barca just need to keep their shape and be more compact and not press too hard because they're known for breaking pressing structures and one-two passing. Being a little out of shape will
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yes, we know
Yeah.
that. But again, they will live and die with that play style. We already know that. So,
Hmm.
so it's not really surprising that when maybe when other fans complain like why is the Barca like so press forward? I'm like, bro, that's how we're gonna play, and that's how we're gonna die playing. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Um, Ricardo says,
I was also gonna say that.
yeah, yeah, go for it, Christopher.
Oh yeah, so I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that. Yeah, the Inter Milan, they scored in the 32nd, right? So basically we kind of got a little bit high. Barca kind of got a little bit hyped up,
That's not on the phone.
and technically,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Because after the Copa España win, yeah, I feel like they
There we
got
go.
a little bit too relaxed for a bit, like a little bit. Then they forgot that they're playing against Inter.
No, I mean, but overall, like I also think
Yeah,
exhaustion is like playing a huge
yeah,
factor
yeah.
because you saw like towards the end of that second half, guys, I saw Barcelona like gassed. This Barcelona team, they were gassed, and when you were looking at the bench, like you weren't looking at like any options to bring on and saying, hey, what can we do to refresh the team? Thank goodness that we had Christensen back. I think honestly this weekend, I think you're gonna see a whole lot of
Yeah,
changes.
for sure.
If I'm Hansi, I rest everyone. I rest 11 players. I'm resting everyone for the game next
He's
week.
not gonna he's not gonna do that though for sure. But he's gonna rest some of the players for sure, like
Okay.
Lamine, like Pedri, like
not only, I think we are bad at defending set pieces. I think we are also bad at, taking attacking set pieces. Every time we go short, even if
I
we
mean.
cross the ball, there is nobody to hit it. I think this is the only aspect of the team that I think we are like.
Yeah, yep,
Okay.
yep. Yeah, back when you look at the second and Elias, this is Hansi Flick's first year, so everything it's a pass for now,
No,
just for
but I
now.
also think it's not a strength of Barcelona.
Yeah.
Like if like our set pieces have never been our strength. Like we've never had tall physical players like Inter Milan do, and so it's understandable to me why necessarily like Barcelona they're not going to be brilliant on these set pieces. And so like if I'm
Yeah, that's true.
looking for us to do damage, I'm looking at that third goal, which was brilliant from Rafinha. I'm thinking, hey, let's do more of this in order for us to cause some damage because it was a lovely dummy from Lamine Yamal, and Rafinha is able to score from this distance. We get a little bit of luck because it hits Sommer's back and then it goes in. But overall, I do understand that frustration. And Richard, in regards to Jules Koundé, the reports that we're getting right now is that he is not going to be available for the game against Inter in the second leg and not going to be available for the El Clasico. And so
All
that
right
is
then.
going to be a big miss. But I'm not necessarily too worried about that because we have Eric Garcia. I think Eric Garcia,
He can play, bro. I don't think he
yeah.
can play.
I'm much more confident in Eric Garcia replacing Jules Koundé than I'm in
Yeah,
Gerard Martin replacing a Balde necessarily.
dude,
Yeah.
he was
But I
actually good,
think,
bro, in this game.
yeah, also,
Eric
but
actually.
they were also attacking in on the back of Eric Garcia too, multiple times.
No, no.
Yeah,
And I mean, they're trying to use the pace to counter, and that was their game plan altogether. Someone says Inigo seems more solid on the left, better than Martin, in my opinion. So,
that's a
so
given.
guys,
That's a
questions.
given.
Question for the second leg. What do you guys do? Because right now the expectation is that Bali he's going to be fit for the game against Inter away. Do you guys start him or do you guys start Araujo necessarily? Have the same back line. Have Inigo Martinez, Pau Corsi, Araujo, and Eric Garcia. What do you do, NJ?
So obviously we had no choice to start Eric Garcia for sure. Then
Yeah.
you start. So here's my thing though. Like start Kobarsi for sure. I'm willing to like suffer for the first half. To play Mark in the left, then bring Baldi in the second half, then put Inigo in center back still. Like keep that the same structure. I'm okay with Martin like fucking getting killed, bro. As long as we don't concede. I mean, obviously we're gonna concede, obviously, but I'm talking because again, we can bring freaking Baldi what the later stage later, like around this 80 minutes at least, or we can't keep putting we can't let Inigo play left back right away because he's gonna kill his hamstring, bro. He needs to like warm up first to
Right here, Van Lee, he says, we need four guys minimum who can defend set pieces. Balde is not necessary for the second leg. He cannot cross as well as an eagle. AC Lionel, he said, start
Lewandowski, I
Balde.
think,
We need him to start. What do you
and
think,
right.
Saka?
yeah, I think if Lewandowski would have been available, we could have defended those set pieces better because Lewandowski, I think,
Yes.
and Araujo are the only tall people in our team. I think
Yeah.
Rafinha defends the first post better, but he can't defend, in the middle, also in the first post. I think we should start Balde. I think I just read on Twitter that RS even reported that Balde will be available and Lewandowski is doubtful for the second leg. So
Yeah.
we just have to start Balde because not only Balde helps with like giving us width, but also it helps Rafinha tremendously. So Rafinha will be better also because of Balde.
Yeah. It's tricky. It's tricky because I think that Butler he can offer us so much offensively, but at the same time, Inter Milan they're so good on these set pieces. They have such giants in their back line. Your Bastonis, your Bisecs, your Turams.
Fucking, they're
They're
fucking
so
huge.
good
They're
that
big,
you know
bro. Fucking hell.
exactly. These set pieces can be difficult,
So
and
annoying.
Roy he brings up a good statement. If we play Nico at left back, Dumfries will be more free, just like at the second half. So
Exactly.
start Balde, and so there is a conflict there. If I'm Hansi Flick, what do you do? I mean, this is why he's paid the big bucks and I'm not. It's going to be a tricky decision,
Exactly. Exactly.
but looking at that. I have faith in this decision. I do think that Barcelona, they're going to be able to manage that, and let's see what we do. But looking at the goals that we scored, because we look at the goals that they scored, I think that the goal from Lamine was absurd, world class from the youngster, showing that he's absolutely insane. He's going to be one of the best players in the world, and he's already
Bro,
is among the best players in the
he is
world.
the best. He is already the best, man. What are you talking about? He is the best already.
I mean, I'm leaning towards Pedri. I'm leaning towards Pedri a
I
little
mean,
bit.
what are you talking about? About a winger
What what
or
what? Who is the best?
or
What are you talking about
The
yeah,
best player.
just
on the pitch?
in general, or just
No, no. I
or
mean, if we're going to like talent, maybe then you say like Lamine has more talent than Pedri. But when you're talking about like best player, when you've been talking about like the consistency from Pedri, I think he's been more
okay,
consistent than
yeah,
Lamine.
fair enough. Then there you go. Yeah,
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 true.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay,
I,
then there
I
you
I
go.
think I think Pedri has been putting eight, nines, nines,
I
nines,
would
nines,
say
tens, like
I,
throughout the
I would
entirety of the
take
season.
Lamine. Yeah, I would say Lamine at his peak is better than Pedri, but
No.
Pedri is always consistent, with his
Okay.
performance.
So I shout Bobo Pedri. He was the one who created this chance, gave the cross into Rafinha. Rafinha gave the header, and then Ferran finished it. Ferran, even though he didn't have the greatest of games, he scored a clutch goal, and for that, I'm very grateful. He did his job. In the second half, you saw Barcelona trying to defend the counters from Inter Milan. You had this huge tackle from Ron Rajo, which if he's not there, it could have been it could have been 3-2. It could have been 3-2 before. Obviously, Inter Milan, they did score the third. Rafinha, as I said, scored this brilliant strike from outside the box. And then it's 3-3. And Inter Milan, they kept knocking on the door. They had this chance right here. It was offside. Thank goodness. Because if this was not offside, I would have had a heart attack. I'm thinking, guys, we did so much work to try to come back into the game. And we let our lead disappear just like that. Look at how much it was offside by. It was offside by like a basically his toes. His toes were offside.
No, his foot, like half of the foot was offside.
Yeah. Wow. Basically his toes. But it was crazy. But looking at some of the comments, Van Lee he says San Siro is a small, compact football pitch. Balde won't have an impact. Inter Milan will
Yeah,
play for the
it
one
is.
for the
It
one
is.
nil. Araujo must start. Araujo must start. Any updates in regards to Lewa? We need him against Inter. I do think we need him against Inter, but reports are saying that he's not going to be ready. He's not going to be ready, and honestly, I don't know if you risk him. I if
Nah, it's too hard, man. Because again, he just came up from injury. In what fucking like Gisek, fucking Dumfries, fucking who else, fucking the other center backs gonna be like against him. Come on, boy. You like
yeah.
calling
So I
for
think
you calling for
I
Lewandowski
think
to get killed. Uh,
we
Just,
have
just,
to
just, just, okay,
do
go
a
for
deal with yeah, we have to do a side deal with Real Ronaldo. his team is already relegated. Give him some money, and just tell him that let us win, and we should rotate all the players.
Yeah.
We can bring Lewandowski in the second half though, if nothing changed for sure.
If he's
But it's like
not 100%, I don't know because these are the type of games in which you're gonna need those players to be at
Also,
100%.
yeah, just play everyone from the bench. Victor Ford, Ansu Fati, Pablo Torre. And if they can't beat
he's not
relegation
gonna do
team,
that
the
though.
worst
He's
relegation
gonna
team I have seen in years in La Liga, then ship them to Real
Sake, are you talking
Get
about
them
Barcelona's
relegated.
game this weekend?
Yeah, because we
yeah,
have to test
yeah.
everyone.
Okay. So let's have this discussion. Now, Sake, I am in agreement with you. In that game, I say, guys, I'm looking at this team and they are running on fumes. They need rest. They need some freshness. I say start Eric Garcia,
Because
start Gavi,
because
start
Elias,
Pablo Torre, start
let's be
Ansu
honest,
Fati.
let's be
Yeah,
honest. In the second head, every single player of ours was tired, and we were lucky not to concede in the second half. We just got saved by a toenail of a offside. We could
yeah.
have lost this game by one goal in the second half because of the tiredness. So we just have to rest everyone.
I agree. I agree. I think a lot of these players that they're going to need rest. I'm looking at some players and I'm saying, hey, I do not want to see them anywhere near the lineup. Simple as that. And in regards to Araujo, I know a lot of us are saying that Araujo must start. I think he's going to be a must in next week's games. I think that he needs involvement. I think he needs minutes, especially because he's going to have a huge impact next week. Van Lee, he says, bench half the team versus Valladolid. They were officially relegated last week. They do not care. 100%. 100%.
I
And,
mean,
and so, NJ, I ask you, which players would you rest? Which players would you rotate looking towards the game against Inter?
I would say Inigo, freaking
For who?
Pedri.
Well, wait. So tell me
Uh,
who are you taking off the 11 and who are you bringing in?
okay, so the players I'm not gonna start is obviously I said Inigo, Pedri, for sure, and who else is playing? Maybe Yamal. Them three. Then subbing in with with Araujo, Christensen, and I don't know, Paul Victor in the right. Because he's not gonna freaking like sub all 11 of them. He's gonna like bounce it out with like a Rafinha and Ferran there for sure. A Gavi in Andres Christensen in the midfield for sure. That should be a starter. Then Jared Martin will be starting no matter what. So maybe Hector Ford coming on in the second half though, for sure. But
Okay.
yeah,
I'm more on the lines of what Selvin is thinking. I'm thinking you rest Pedri. I think you bring on Gavi. I think you
yeah.
rest Lamine. I think you bring on Ansu Fati. I think you rest Inigo Martinez and Pau Garcia. I think you bring on Christensen and Araujo. And in regards to Rafinha, maybe play Paulo Torre. Maybe play
He doesn't trust Fati. He
Pau
doesn't
Victor.
trust Fati. He doesn't trust. Wait. Who's playing the right?
On the right, I'm going with either like Ferran out on the right, Pau Victor in the middle, Ansu Fati on the left. I don't know. I don't know.
Who's striker then? Lewandowski?
No. So striker Pau Victor.
Oh, the
Who-
Okay.
Inzaghi.
Yeah.
In
That makes sense. That makes
about
sense.
yeah about Inzaghi, about Yaman Inzaghi saying in the press conference that I haven't seen a player like Lamine Yamal in 8 to
Yeah.
9 years. We had to put three players on him, and he was still creating the chances.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was insane.
that's a sign of respect because he knows that he's a baller. He's not.
Oh my
He's
god.
no joke. That's the fact. The fact that if you're a real baller, coaches, players will respect who you are as long as you show up, right? So, and guess what? And guess what? He showed up and showed the world that that he's Mister. He can be. I mean, he's the guy for sure.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. And Inzaghi after the
They are
match, he
saying
talked
Kunde
about.
will,
Yeah. Go
yeah,
go for it.
Kunde. They are saying Kunde will also be unavailable for second as that's the El Clasico. They are saying he will also
Yeah.
miss El Clasico.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yep.
what? I want to see Eric Garcia play against El Clasico like as a starter. I want to see that, bro. I want to see if he can actually hold his ground on like a speedster like right away in the beginning of the game.
Okay.
To be
Okay.
fair.
I want to look at this quote from Inzaghi because he talks about Barcelona's high line, and he says Barcelona's strategy is risky, but it's paying off. They've scored
Yeah.
over 150 goals, have already won 2 titles, and are still competing for 2 more. But our match was at a very high level, and I agree.
Yeah.
They were able to try to breach Barcelona's defense, and
Also,
yes, okay.
everyone is criticizing Chesney on Twitter. What do you think? How was his performance?
Oh, see, I was about to talk to him next because I saw a stat: Chesney 0 saves, Sommer 7. Now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
give my
crazy.
thoughts on Chesney's performance. I think Chesney, I think he could have done a lot better on some of the goals that we conceded.
Yes.
I'm looking at that first one and I'm thinking, hey, he is slow to react. For the second, I'm thinking, okay, that's like a brilliant goal. Like what can you do? Third
Yeah.
goal, you you should have read the trajectory of the ball a little bit more. Do you come out in that scenario? He should have done better there. And where I do want to give credit to Chesney is for when he was acting as a sweeper keeper, because there were instances where Inter they were able to breach that high line, they were able to time their runs well, but Chesney read it
Yeah.
and he was able
To be
to
fair,
snuff out the
I,
danger.
I, s- yeah, I just saw all the goals again. So to be fair to him, first, I think it was first game goal was in just first minute. Although he was, too late to react, but it was just the first minute of the game. Nobody was concentrated that much. It is, and also it was a great back in. And second goal, it was nobody is saving second goal, that bicycle
Yeah.
kick from Dumfries. And I think third goal there were too many people. There was I think there was multiple players going for that ball. Araujo, including their players and including our players also. So I
Okay.
don't know really why is people criticizing him for the goals conceded. I think it was the mistake of defenders, to be honest. Aerial
Okay.
duels mainly.
Okay.
I mean,
NJ, what do you
that's a
think?
wait, wait, for what? For the Chelsea one?
Yeah, no, for Chesney, well, like, what did you make of Chesney's performance on the night?
To be honest, yeah, what it goes, I agree with you, what you said. The first goal, I should have done better. The second goal, yeah, he can't do anything about that. The set piece, he should have at least read it a little bit better, just to see where to position himself. Even if he conceded the goal, at least he should have read it better. But overall, with which Chesney, I would say he underperformed on his level. Like he made some mistakes, to be honest. But his passing in his were on point. But his goals, I mean his goalkeeping prowess was so bad today, bro. Can't lie. But so
Mm,
it's okay. It's okay. But again, come on, bro. He's been saving our ass the whole since in January, since January. So, but again, I expect him to step up next week to do better. Because again, he knows he played
Uh,
bad. He knows he played bad today, but it's okay with Tech, who played football for a very long time. He knows that he needs to step up and change the game.
no.
also,
Uh,
also, guys,
yeah, second go for it.
looking at the context, looking at the context that this is the first season of our new manager and all these young players, playing 3 games a week for entirety of the season, and if Balde, Levy, and Tunde miss the second leg, and if we go out, do you really blame the team and the coach?
See, what we have to see is we need to see how Barcelona they perform in that second game.
Yeah,
If we do get knocked out, in what manner do we get knocked out? Is it mistakes like this necessarily where it's set pieces? You're thinking, my goodness, like we shot ourselves in the foot, or is it, hey, they've scored a brilliant goal? I think it's going to be in the way that the match develops and everything. Selvin, he says, I believe he didn't make one save at all this game. He did make a save. Well, did he make
basic
a
save,
save?
a basic save. Just when you kick the ball straight to the goalkeeper, that's a save normally. But
Um,
but it's not really like a save. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now, and it says 0 saves for Chesney.
Oh, what the heck? Then I guess
Yeah,
that's awful.
zero
That's
saves.
awful. That's awful.
Yeah, for Jens Sommer, 7 saves.
Yeah.
So
Um, I mean,
I
let's
think
be
it's
honest.
also the way we play. It's more like
Don't you
harsh
think
on the
it?
goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it, I think stats really don't really put up the right picture. I think Inter took like five shots. I don't think they even took 5 shots because two of their goals were from set pieces, and they didn't even take any shots. So I don't know what is Messi supposed to say because they only took five and they scored three. So
Yeah.
Okay, so
what can he
In the
really do?
totality of the match,
Yeah,
they've had 7 shots in the entirety of the match, and they had 3 on target. And in those three,
yeah, that's what
obviously,
I'm saying. They scored three.
but again, the reason why they criticise because of the 3 goals that was like, so that's not the reason why. But overall, like he didn't really make a lot of saves to be honest. Because again, what Seka said, they Inter were just barely attacking. So you know,
okay, okay. Um,
Bastoni, Bastoni said in the press conference that Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world. One game
yeah,
with Yamal
he
and
knows that.
Bastoni is cooked.
oh my god! I mean, the praise that's going towards Lamine Yamal is crazy, and it's rightfully so.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
yeah. Even Bastoni knows that. Even though Bastoni is a fucking like a fucking baller for sure, but again, that's a sign of respect.
Yeah.
That's a sign of respect.
Yeah, he like Bastoni. He says he's amazing. There's not much to say. It's unbelievable that he's only 17 years old. Unbelievable. The work Barcelona is doing at La Masia is fantastic.
Yeah.
He's absolutely insane, man.
Bro, I'm saying, bro,
Absolutely
I'm
insane.
saying, don't you, bro, if we land fucking Bastoni in Barcelona with Kubarsi all my days, bro, we're gonna fucking dominate football for the next 5 years, 6 years, bro. I'm telling you, bro, if we land this motherfucker, bro, hey, if we land this motherfucker,
Dorian, he says, one thing to look at in this match was that this was Inter's best match in 3 games. While this was a decent match for Barca and the game ended 3-3, even being down 2-0, I believe we can win the second leg. And that's a good segment because I'm very confident in Barcelona. I think this is not Barcelona at their best. This is a fatigued Barcelona with key players being out injured. You're looking at Lewandowski, you're looking at Balde, you're looking at Kunde. He's not going to be available. I think key players are not available for Barcelona. And so, NJ, I'm going to go to you first, but how are you feeling for that second leg clash? Do you think that it's over for Barcelona? Do you think that Barcelona, they can win it? Because Hansi Flick, he said after the match, it's a final before the final. What do you think?
yeah, yeah, but it's true though. This is the actual UCL final that they're playing right now, bro. This is the actual UCL final that we're playing right now. This is the real one. I'm not even kidding. But again, yeah, based on what you said, you're right. Like to be fair, like if we're able to avoid the problems like that next in the next leg, we should be able to win it. But again, it's not easy. Inter's not easy to face. They showed you how they play. They're not easy to beat, right? So for me, like by the looks of it, all I want them to do the next leg is that they need to like focus. Like do not make. I mean, it's okay to make small margin mistakes, but not too often, right? Because again, we know that no matter how many shots you score, you're not gonna score every shot anyways, right? So for me, I need them to finish their chances, right away. Like because again, Inter barely gives you any chances, right? So
No.
yeah, you just have to finish the chances right away, no matter what.
Okay. Okay. Van Lee, he says, we are the betting favorites for the second leg. I think we win, and I sneakily feel Arsenal does it as well. John says, Inter's defense doesn't seem as solid as it has been rated. Barca were able to break their defense just that we missed chances, and their goalkeeper made saves. Van Lee continues on. He says, Inter's defense was overglazed. I told you guys, these guys are old and slow. Selvin says Pavard was out, and to top it off, we're the most legal attack in Europe. Of course, they conceded. Now, Saket, looking at what everyone has been saying, what do you think of the game next week? How do you see that going? Are you confident? Do you think Barcelona can get the victory?
Yeah, to all the Barcelona fans, I will just say that just remember the context where we came from this season
Yeah,
specifically.
exactly.
And
Go
definitely
ahead,
to
go
answer
second.
your
Go ahead.
question, yeah, definitely to answer your question, yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely we can get a result away, even at away from home. And I would, even if we lose the game, I would be only angry if we do the same stupid mistake that we did in this game. If we do the same stupid mistake again in the second leg and then we lose the game, that will be the only time I will be angry. Otherwise, I am okay even if we lose, but of course we can definitely get the result. And, I think we can. So let's see. Also depends on how team morale is because you don't know, yeah, if we rotate most of the players, then and how do we, if we win the game in La Liga, because that also puts a pressure on the team. If we lose and then drop points, then there is only 1 point gap for the title, La Liga title. So let's see.
Okay. Selvin, he says we should be able to win, especially if we have Balde back. But if it's not, it's going to be an uphill battle. I just don't want to see Gerard Martin in the starting lineup. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts on that game, just from this perspective right now, just where the team is right now. But I'm confident in Barcelona going through. It's going to be a very difficult game. It's not going to be easy whatsoever. But we've shown that we're able to score goals. It's just, can we limit those mistakes? Can we
Yeah.
limit Inter Milan, attacking us through these isolated moments, these set pieces, these periods of where Barcelona, they have to be focused at 100%. And obviously there's a debate going on whether Balde should be playing. There's some people who are saying that he should be playing. There's some people who are saying that Rajo should be playing. There's some people who are saying that Inigo Martinez should be at left back. There's a lot of debate going on, and we'll be talking about it a little bit more. But overall, I'm confident that Barcelona, they can go through. But it's going to be very difficult. It's going to
Yeah,
be a
for sure.
final before the final. Simple as that. Hansi Flick spoke about it. We're going to have to cut out the mistakes. Just Rafinha spoke about it. Kouarsi spoke about it. He says we need to improve on these set pieces. We can't be conceding like this.
You
And
the
but
Lamine
I'm still
the
confident.
Lamine Yamal glazing, yeah, the Lamine Yamal glazing is going out of the hands. Thierry Henry is saying, I haven't seen this performance from any player. Rude Bullet is saying, I am not blaming DeMarco, it's just Lamine Yamal. He can't really do anything about it. It's just going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, he said
Lazio,
Inzaghi said Yamal is a phenomenon that only comes around once every 50 years. Bro,
Yeah.
the glaze is
No,
crazy.
it's not glazing.
also,
It's
also
advanced,
guys,
bro.
That is
do,
also true, yeah.
yeah, do you remember that there was a news that Inter Milan tried to sign Messi after Messi performance against them? They put up like 200 million something when
Yeah.
Messi was younger. I think Inter
Yeah.
Milan, tried to sign him, and I think
Yeah. Back
Inter
then, yeah. Back
Milan
then,
might
yeah. Yeah.
do that
Yeah.
again for Lamine Yamal.
Nah.
Yeah.
They are
Now,
going to put in an offer.
no, Lamine's glaze is 100% warranted. Yeah, like he's among the best players in the world, and he's not just among the best youngsters,
I told you
genuinely
in the
among the best
last
players in the
stream
world.
that you did that the
Yeah.
amount of aura farming Lamine is going to do throughout his career is going to be crazy.
Because what's crazy is that Messi, I would say infinitely better than Lamine Yamal, but he was always like this
Messi,
humble. He
see,
wasn't he wasn't he wasn't as like
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
charismatic like Lamine Yamal.
yeah.
He doesn't show up
No, but
in a trophy ceremony with two pairs of glasses and like just like
he got the Neymar.
like
He got
that
the
aura.
Neymar personality. He got the
Yeah.
Yeah,
Neymar personality.
Yeah,
He got that more.
something like that, and then so it's excited. It's very exciting to see what Lamine Yamal can bring to us. But guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy the match reaction. Tomorrow we're gonna be talking about the game in a little bit more detail because there's a lot more to talk about a lot more to talk about. Inter, they did their stuff well. They attacked through the middle, very good on set pieces. Barcelona, great in coming back into the game, just being mentally resilient, able to still be alive in the tie, and everything is all for grabs in the second leg. The winner of that match is going to be going to the UCL final, and we want it to be us. But guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy the match reaction. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. NJ Sakai, thank you guys for being here. And as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.
right.
Cuando me muera no quiero nada de tu vida.